I am Dr. Shaheen. In the last class, I taught you T.S. Eliot's The Function of Criticism and who is a good critic according to T.S. Eliot. You can check my description box where I have shared the playlist and you will get all the lectures which I have delivered. Okay, today I will teach you Victorian Age in detail. Why Victorian Age is important in English literature. Understand what are the characteristics of Victorian Age. Victorian Age is important in English literature and it has certain reason which I will deal here point by point in detail. Number one, conflict between science and religion. In Victorian Age, we find a serious conflict between science and religion, theology, and new discoveries in different branches of science, and consequently between faith and skepticism. Understand? The unchallenged authority of religion was challenged by the scientists. A rock of faith and tradition that had sustained the English religion and society since the inception of Christianity started giving way. Under the impact of scientific, economic, sociological, and political development, the doctrines of Christianity came to be seriously doubted in this period, Victorian is. Now the second point is role of Victorian age in the literary scene. लिटरेरी सीन जो विक्टोरियन एज है वो लिटरेरी सीन में लिटरेरी फील्ड में काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है. By 1837, almost all the great romantic poets had been dead, and the year of Queen Victoria's accession to the throne marks the beginning of new tendencies in English literature. Wordsworth alone was left, but even his literary activities were over by then. The most representative literary figure of the Victorian age was, of course, Tennyson. You must be knowing this famous writer. Tennyson, he emerged as the spokesman of the Victorian age, Victorian taste and temper. In religion also, Tennyson voiced the skepticism of the age. He said, "There lives more faith in honest doubt." This is Tennyson, and that masks the characteristic of Victorian age. The same note of skepticism was expressed in other mid-Victorian poets such as Matthew Arnold, A.H. Clarke, Edward Fitzgerald, A.C. Swinburne, and James Thomson. Among them, Matthew Arnold was the most spokesman of that time. Matthew Arnold states that under the conflict between two rival forces, science and religion, people found themselves in a state of dilemma. They found themselves hopeless, aimless, and helpless, knowing not what to do in such a situation. Arnold expressed this dilemma in these words, and I quote, "Wandering between two worlds, one dead and the other powerless to be born." Arnold is pained to say that faith in religion is declining under the onslaught of science. He warns the people of his age against this strange disease of modern life. And he said, "Nor certitude, nor peace, nor help for pain, and we are here as a darkling plain." So this is Matthew Arnold, how he warns the people of modern age from this strong disease. While some of the thinkers, philosophers, and poets sought to bring about compromise between science and religion, knowledge and faith, theology and skepticism, Tennyson was one of the strongest advocates of this compromise. He said, "Science without religion is soulless, and religion without science is brainless." He He swung between these two extremes of science and religion, which he expressed in his In Memoriam and Maud. As he said in Memoriam, let knowledge grow from more to more. This is Tennyson. The Victorian age was primarily an age of the novel also. The 1850 was the golden period of the novel. We find the great novelists of this period like Charles Dickens, Charlotte Bronte, Thackeray, George Eliot, Anthony Trollope, Kingsley, Disraeli, Bulwer Lytton, Meredith, and Jane Austen. Understand? Now, the point number third, time of social change. The latter half of the Victorian age remained a time of vast changes and readjustments. A time when a new social order was being built up and entirely new problems were being solved. England struggled hard through a turbulent ocean of social, economical, political upheavals and social unrest, but gradually ended in perfect social order and equitable law and justice for all. After all these upheavals, finally England emerged as the greatest and most prosperous nation of the world. With the expansion of education, scientific and technological education improved and advanced. And number four, the Industrial Revolution. The Victorian age was the age of Industrial Revolution in England. It was the age of machinery. Men became mechanical in head and heart as well as in hand. Thinkers like Carlyle and Ruskin vehemently condemned growing materialism. It changed the mind as well as heart of people. In the Victorian age, the country was split up into two nations, the rich and the poor, whereas the rich capitalist class rolled in luxuries, understands, in a luxurious life, and the working class pushed to exhausting labor and semi-starvation. Understand? So the Industrial Revolution therefore progressed through widespread unemployment and misery. Very soon, the whole country was converted into a large factory, filling the atmosphere with din and dazzle, and darkening the sky with smoke. One side, it brought prosperity, but at the same time, it deprived people of their innate joy, peace, and contentment. That's why Matthew Arnold said that people during the Victorian age were in a state of dilemma what to do and what not. They found themselves hopeless, helpless, and aimless. Okay, so now it's Victorian age. Thanks for today. अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपके पसंद का मैं कोई और लेक्चर बनाऊं तो you can write in the comment box and you can check my description box. Thanks for today. We meet in the next class.